the video, the actual content at 60-second mark. So you have time to grab your coffee. If you're seeing the replay, just click onto the 60 seconds, the video will start. But yeah, go grab some coffee and caffeine up, because this is, I think, really important stuff that we're witnessing right now. And so, yeah, just give me a quick sec. I got a couple things to look at and we'll jump in. Actually, real quick, just to fire everyone up and to piss the algo off, let me know down below who you're voting for. Just put it down below. If you want to write someone in, cool. If you're voting for Trump, hashtag Trump. If you're voting for K-pop, definitely throw out a hashtag for K-pop. And who watched those debates last night? Exciting. It's very exciting. I actually was very surprised by the debates. All right, here we go. We're about to hit the 60-second mark in 2, 1. Hey, everybody, Economic Ninja. This is the Dark series. I could be all doom and gloom and somber, but I got to be honest with you. I see these indicators, what's happening with Russia and China. They are making their move right now. It's important that we understand how this stuff works and how these cycles work, okay? Before I get into that, I'm going to put a link down below in the pinned comment and at the top line of the description to a video on my other channel. It's my backup channel. It has totally different videos. It's about something really important with the real estate cycle. You need to go. I would highly encourage you, or ask you humbly, to go look at it and let me know what you think, because as these cycles complete, you are able to understand better and then make better moves, make more educated moves, and make money. Okay, so go take a look at that. And again, that's my backup channel. If you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button and the thumbs up, it would help me out. All right, so this story, before I dive into it, and it's about China exports stockpile 500 billion in Chinese yuan. And I'm going to talk about the implications of that. But we have to realize, just the other day, Wall Street was surprised, blown away. The world was, that China came in with super strong export numbers. It really blew analysts away in the middle of China's economy imploding. It's surprising. Well, I believe, and please do me a favor, type 1 if you agree, that our media, Western media, both European and US, is manipulating data and information and trying to make China and Russia's economy look really weak, weaker than it is, right? And the reason why is because they want to give strength and stability to the dollar. And how do you do that? Well, you make your enemies look worse than you, so that people and countries and central banks continue to hold US dollars, okay? Now, we've already seen the facts that there are less countries holding dollars today than there were a handful of years ago. And why that is very scary is because when countries decide, I don't want to hold dollars, I think they're not worthless, but useless, there's no real reason for me to, why don't I just get rid of them? Well, what happens is you have more sellers than buyers, and the dollars end up coming back to the US and create inflation. That's why I believe we are going to have a small bout of hyperinflation in our country. And if you would like me to define hyperinflation, because it isn't really well defined in Webster's dictionary, Merriam, whatever, all these, even economists don't like to really give it a number, but it's a multiple quarters of inflation over 25%. And if you look at shadow stats, like John Williams' website, we're definitely much higher, always have been, than official government numbers, right? So I believe we're going to see a time in our life, which I believe in the next couple of years, where we're going to see inflation over 25%, okay? That's because of dollars surging back into the United States. So China and Russia just announced joint military drills. That's important because not that they haven't done it before, but they want to show strength together, unity together, showing the world. On top of that, China's been gobbling up gold and hiding the fact that they've been doing this, right? We've been seeing this in the price. There's a lot of strength in the price of gold. If you own gold, hashtag gold down below, let me know. And and I own gold, So they've announced, hey, we're going to buy 7 times the amount of gold that we normally do from, 2 days ago to, I just did a video on it, to like a month from now. We're going to buy 7 times the gold. 7 is an interesting number, isn't it? So you've got joint drills, you've got Russia buying up gold, you've got China's exports getting stronger, and you see other countries doing deals with China. The U.S. just came after Iraq, saying, hey, Iraq, and Iraq's denied it. You're implicated in figuring out how to get Iran around these sanctions that we put on them. And Iraq is disagreed and is denying those allegations. So we're seeing the complete fracturing of the world system, right? Economic system, the dollar trade. So right here, this story, and this is out of Watcher.guru. China exporters stockpile 500 billion Chinese yuan could rise. It says Chinese exporters have stockpiled a record 500 billion in 2024 after settling trade payments with other countries. The local currency could rally hard if China's exporters decide to convert the 500 billion stockpile into the Chinese yuan. Okay, so why is that important? See, what's happening is the news outlets are already telling you China's massive exports that are spiking right now, they're building up dollars and other currencies. And all they have to do is start to convert to the yuan. Well, why would anyone, a person, a company, a business, or a central bank want to start buying yuan? It's if they believe that it's going to start having more value. Well, what brings a currency more value? Well, usage, a use case. And China, the yuan, just, I believe, surpassed the euro, type 2, if you heard about this, as they surpassed the euro in trade settlement. And I think I just heard that the other day, and it was pretty impressive to see that this move happening. China is becoming a powerhouse. And regardless if you want to mock their empty cities, at least they built these amazing cities that are super technologically advanced, while our cities in like San Francisco go to complete crap, a hellhole, honestly. And or if you want to mock, other policies or the real estate crash, just our real estate crash that's happening right now is way bigger than Evergrande. And most people don't realize that. So when you put all these things together, you start to see, okay, you know what? I could see why people would want yuan. So as more countries, more individuals, and more businesses start to buy yuan because it's being used in so much trade settling, then what happens is it bolsters the value. Very simply put, when Joe Biden came out and said, I'm going to turn the ruble into ruble. Sorry. Let's strike that, reverse it, and do me a favor and put down in the comments what movie that's from. I'm going to turn the ruble into rubble, and it collapsed in value only to see it spike right back up because Putin played a perfect game. He goes, hey, I'm going to take a play out of the old U.S. handbook from Uncle Sam, and I'm going to say, you know what? If you guys want, I'll give you a discount on oil if you buy it with rubles. And they spiked. All right, so this is really important for people to understand how this works. And so when I say that Russia and China are making their move, they're doing it on a multi-front, buying gold, building up their exports, and using their own currencies to trade in, bringing value to those currencies, doing war games and military drills. This is a big deal. Now, it says here, if these exporters that have built up these currencies, they decide to turn it into yuan, and I believe that the Chinese government is going to give them pretty soon, in the next couple of months, a reason to do it, an incentive to do it, similar to what Russia did. That is going to create a massive drive and a gain in the yuan. All right. Now it says here, the US dollar is at its weakest point this week as the DXY index dipped to a low of 100.8. Though the USD briefly recovered and climbed above the 101 mark, reclaiming its June high of 106.4 remains questionable. BRICS is looking to cause damage to the US dollar and push the Chinese yuan ahead for cross-border transactions. I want to remind you, for everyone that owns gold, they should know this, all right? Type 10 if you know this. China started a gold-backed yuan bond years ago. All right. And the reason why that's so important, it's not like they backed their entire currency, but they backed a little portion of their financial system in it. And what they're doing is that was a shot across the bow. All right. Most people don't understand what Basel III requirements are. One of the big changes of Basel III is making gold a tier 1 asset. Sad to say that for the longest time, gold was not the highest priority for a bank to hold, right? For collateral. It was U.S. Treasuries. And so now under Basel III, global banking requirements, gold is a tier 1 asset right alongside US Treasuries. And China, Russia, and other countries are running with this. And that's why it's so valuable for you to know. Why? Because as more countries, Forex traders, banks see the Chinese yuan as what it really is. And this is not being anti-American, because I want to see our country keep crushing it. But the sad thing is our country has become a tyrannical government that goes out and hurts other countries. And this is absolutely wrong, okay? There's more hush money spent and bribes out there and payoffs in our government than money that goes to our veterans and to our homeless people, to helping mental health. This is a serious problem. All right. Tell me if you agree with that. Say I agree if you agree with that. And that's so I want the US to be to go back to being the help of the world. That's why we became so great, and walk away from this horrible stuff. But here's the thing. The whole world's watching us, including China and Russia. Part of their plan is allowing us to implode on ourselves. And this is disgusting to me. It is sad. But there's so much that you and I can do to change this. The biggest thing we can do, I know it sounds crazy, is become wealthy. Wealthier than you've ever been. Why? Because if you have the money, you control the world. He who has the gold controls the world. Well, because we're on a fiat system, let's talk about money. U.S. government is hell-bent on making you poor. They want you unemployed. So they want to see unemployment rise. That's why Jerome Powell and the Fed is inducing maximum pain slowly. It's death by 1,000 cuts, rising rates higher and higher, but slowly enough to allow that, coupled with inflation, to cause you to lose your job because your company can't employ you anymore because they're not selling any more widgets, right? They want you to be poor. They want to destroy the middle class because they learned a lot from the Third Reich, or I'm not joking, under a thing called Operation Paperclip. Hey, how did you get to control, you Germans control all these people? Well, if you want to tell, it's going to cost. If you want us to tell you, it's going to cost you. Sure, no problem. We'll fly you over here, give you great jobs, give you lots of money, and you just show us how to do it. And they're doing it right now. Our government is doing what Hitler did decades and decades and decades ago. A century ago. This is disgusting. And this is why it's so important. And this is my clarion call to you. I cannot be more serious. When I started this channel, I started saying, I am going to show you, because this is my third downturn in this real estate and economic cycle. I was an investor, in the late 90s. I made it through the .com. I made it through the real estate. I'm going to show you, document through the news. We're going to show you how a cycle works, but you've got to become wealthy. Because I'm not joking, this is now in your hands. And I'll just remind everyone, I put a link down below to my other channel, my backup channel, totally different content. It's called The Real Estate Ninja. Very important video I just did on the real estate cycle, something else that spiked inside the cycle. Once you see all these things happen, and someone like me, some dork with a brohawk and a dream and a McDonald's coffee, trying to wake enough people up in the nation to do something about this situation, because you can't change it. You can make it better, though. See, we don't want BlackRock and Blackstone to own the world and make all of you renters. I want to see every single one of you as a homeowner. I want to see every single one of you own your home cash, wrapped up in a trust, equity stripped so that people can't sue you and take it, and then go use other people's money and banks' money to go become wildly wealthy. It is completely possible. I was a firefighter for 23 years, 26 total. I just walked away. I went from a W-2 employee into a business owner by doing this exact thing, the grind, the multiple cycles, economic cycles. Every single one of you has the ability to do this. If you are homeless right now and you are watching this on YouTube, you have the ability to become wealthy. Praise God, I've never been homeless, but I'll tell you, I was in a point where I couldn't make my bills for a long span of time. And because of tragedy, financial tragedy happened to me, and I had to make the decision to dig out. And I did. And every single one of us has this opportunity. And I'm telling you right now, no matter who wins, which I'm going to be honest with you, I believe it's Trump, this thing, not one person is going to save you in the government. No one's coming to save you. It's got to be on you. And when we get great men and women, and I believe right now in this video right now, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of great men and women that have the ability. They may not have the what is it called, the burning desire right now, and they may not have the feeling about themselves that they could pull it off. I'm totally lost for words right now, but I'll tell you what, I believe in you. I totally believe in you, and you can do this. I've already met so many of you that have went out there and crushed it in the 3 years you've been watching this channel. This is the message right now. China and Russia are coming together to destroy the US dollar. There, I'm not joking. I make no qualms about this. This is a plan that has been put in place for a long time, well over a decade, and they are gaining steam through the BRICS nations. The question I have for you, and I want you to type your answer down below. Are you ready right now to do something about it? Or do you want to sit on the sidelines like a schmuck and watch other people take advantage of the most epic opportunity of your life? The markets are melting down. I wouldn't look at the numbers. I'd look at people like Warren Buffett that have sold almost all their stake in stocks. This is a big deal. So type down below, I'm going to take advantage of this, or I'm going to sit on the sidelines. The choice is yours. I hope you have a great day. I put a link down to this other video down below on the real estate cycles on my other channel. If you could do me a favor and take a look at it. If you have ever gotten anything out of this channel, I could guarantee you're going to get a lot out of the Real Estate Ninja channel. If you don't mind hitting the subscribe button, leaving a comment, that'd be awesome. Let's piss the algorithm off together. The Economic Ninja is out.